Hello Scorpios, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot, and this is your reading for the week ahead. As always, if anything I say resonates or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing. I'm going to start your reading off with a little oracle card. These are new, to me at least, so I don't know them very well. So I'm really filling into the meanings as I go along. So let's see what's happening for Scorpio. Okay, you have the dog card. It's number 18. This obviously is a dog, so it's about loyalty. It's about companionship, loyalty. There's something, or someone maybe, around you very loyal this week. Or you're being very loyal. You're a very loyal and true friend. But I feel like this is someone towards you, someone in your life. If you're questioning someone's loyalty or how they are perceiving you, or how they are going to... I feel like if you're questioning someone's intentions, they're very loyal. This person is like a dog. Others of you, this is you though. I can't figure this out. But either way, there's a strong feeling around you, or a theme of loyalty and reliance, and like, this could also be some of you like literally getting a dog, or something around your dog being very prominent this week. But others of you, it just feels like a way of being. With this, Scorpio, like, you yourself are loyal. You already know this. Why would that come up, right? It feels like it's someone around you. You could meet a new friend. They are devoted. They are very, very loyal to you in some way. If you are like, if you have trouble trusting people for whatever reason, this person is trustworthy. I love that. I was about to get you another card. Okay, let's see. I've got a randomly really itchy leg. Maybe you have a randomly really itchy leg. I don't know, that's so random. Let's see what's happening for Scorpio this week. Firstly, you have the Nine of Swords. Is that the Nine of Swords? Yeah, Nine of Swords. Then you have the Hierophant. Very committed and loyal. Interesting. Then you have the Ace of Swords, communication, clarity, understanding, light bulbs, epiphanies. And then you have the Six of Wands, which is victory, success, people praising you and people putting you on a pedestal. So as always, I'll talk you through these cards first and then clarify and get more out of them. The moon on the bottom. Very magical, very mysterious, very uncertain, secretive, hidden, but magical feeling around you this week. I also just did Taurus, and they had a very magical vibe too, but with the moon card specifically, I always get this kind of, you know, on a full moon where you just feel like, ooh, things are happening. You can just feel this strong energy and your emotions are stronger, so your intuition's stronger. So things might be heightened this week. But there's also just this feeling of you might be more intuitive to the fact that certain things are hidden from you, if that makes sense. If you're someone that's very aware of things, you're aware this week that you don't see the full picture, or that someone isn't giving you the full picture. Nine of Swords is fear. Sometimes it's also Nine of Swords can be negative spirals, or thinking patterns, or a lot of thoughts happening at once that aren't serving you, and being stuck in that. I feel like a lot of you are very, very intelligent, and because of that you are finding yourself with a very busy mind this week. Try to be patient with yourself. If you aren't always positive, don't be annoyed with yourself and be like, oh my god, I'm being so negative. Like, be patient with yourself, write things down, figure out what, I don't know why I want to say, figure out what your main thought about yourself is. Which is strange because you don't really get one main thought, but there's something you're telling yourself or thinking about yourself that you need to stop saying to yourself, replace it with something better, even if you don't believe it, right? Even if, I don't know, some of you, it's like, oh my god, I'm so ugly. Whatever it may be, change it. And I know you believe that. It's obviously not true, but you believe it to be true. Change it to, I am so beautiful, or I am so handsome. And again, I don't care that you don't believe it. It doesn't mean it's not true. And as soon as you start saying what you want to hear to yourself, you're going to actually see lots of things happen where you then become more handsome or more beautiful. The more you honestly just trick yourself into believing it. Because again, just because you believe it doesn't mean it's true. Like, I feel like there's something where you, that's the wrong way to put it. I want to undo what I just said. I didn't say that very well. But basically, just because you keep telling yourself you're ugly, you're going to believe whatever you tell yourself. That's what I want to say. And then that becomes real. That's what I wanted to say. You're going to believe whatever thought you tell yourself, and then that's going to start to materialize and show. So if you keep telling yourself you're ugly, you're going to keep seeing things that show that. Whereas if you start telling yourself you're handsome or you're beautiful, you're going to start seeing reasons to believe that instead and see a lot more positive things. And this is just one example with the Nine of Swords. I don't feel like it's about your beauty at all. I feel like you're much deeper than caring about that, but it's more around there's something within yourself that you're pulling yourself apart, or there's something within yourself that there's a thought about yourself that you aren't going to keep from this week forward, moving forward. The Hierophant is spiritual teachings or like esoteric knowledge or something. There's lots of learning or teaching and wisdom and guidance. Also, this is commitment. Some of you, with this loyalty and commitment of this dog and the Hierophant card coming out, there is like a committed partner in your life, and you're going to come into more of a commitment with them. Others of you, if you're completely single, with the Hierophant here, this could just be a Taurus. This could also be, I feel like Hierophant is very like spiritual. I just feel like a lot of you could be dedicating yourself also to like a more spiritual path. If you're already very spiritual, you're deepening that, you're learning more, you're diving into a more specific area of spirituality and kind of really absorbing a lot of information. And I feel like it's very good, especially because the Nine of Swords is right next to it. So it's almost like you're going from all these thoughts that don't need to be there to actually awakening and going, like there's some type of spiritual learning where you're able to then empty your mind and see the bigger picture. Ace of Swords is clarity, it's a message. There is like a lot of you, this is a win. So there's a message that you've won something, or there's a message where you feel like you're winning because you've heard from a certain person. So that could be, I don't know what that means, but it's like, oh, like it's a positive thing. You could get an email or a message from like a boss or something, letting you know, I don't know, it feels very positive, it feels very good. It feels very clear and concise. Also, you're not left questioning, which is very interesting because the moon's on the bottom. So there is mystery around your whole week. However, there is one specific part of your life this week you're not going to be questioning. You're not going to be left to wonder where you stand with someone, maybe. If there is a situation with someone where you're like, what's happening? Ace of Swords, you're going to get clarity. You're not going to be confused anymore. You're not going to be like, what are we doing? What's happening? It's going to be very clear. It's very winning also, so it's positive news. Six of Wands, things are just going in your favour in general. You've got positive news, Six of Wands. Six of Wands, again, winning, that's interesting. With the Ace of Swords I got that, but Six of Wands is also victory. So, what are you winning? You're winning something. Also, like, I just feel that there's an energy of you are a lot more in tune than you give yourself credit for. I feel like I don't know how to put that, like you're very aware of things. I feel like whether that be psychic, whether that be that you're just you see through people and situations very well, you're very, like I don't know how this is working, but there's something where you don't give yourself credit for the amount that you observe and the amount that you predict or the amount you see coming. Like, I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of, you're a lot more in tune with your life, and I feel like you're not realizing, I feel like there's people in this world that are very out of sync or very not aware, right? Like they live in this clouded energy of like ignoring certain things. You're not ignoring anything. You're very aware of all things, and anything you're not aware of, you want to look into more. And it's really cool. And I just feel like you're always looking for more, and you're always trying to be more aware. So because of that, because you're always seeking more and more and more, I want to know more about this, I want to see more into this, I want to understand this person. Because you're always seeking to understand people, things, places, situations, history, you're not realizing how much you already understand. You're not realizing how far you've already come or what you've already discovered, because you're always wanting more, which is very human, very normal. But I just feel like with the Six of Wands, there's going to be an opportunity for you to look back, or for you to look at your life and go, wow, Six of Wands, I have achieved a lot, or I have done a lot. I don't know why I'm reaching for a different tarot deck, but we're going to go with it. Clarify the Nine of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. I keep saying winning. You're going to be winning, you're going to be winning. Wheel of Fortune, winning. Interesting. Three of Cups, Chariot. All clarifying the Nine of Swords. Some of you are afraid to succeed, and the reason I say that is you have the Chariot, which is success, travel, movement. You have Six of Wands, which is victory. You have Ace of Swords, which is winning. You have change, Wheel of Fortune, which is winning, but can mean and does mean change, because obviously things are going to change. If you succeed and win in this victory and this whatever this is about, and there's going to be change that comes along with this success. You're going to have to adapt, and I feel like that is why with the Nine of Swords you're afraid or avoidant of some type of victory or something going the way you want it to go, because it's going to mean you have to change in some way to keep it. If that makes sense. Like say, for example, on a very surface level, say you win money. If you don't change anything about yourself, you're going to lose all that money, because you're going to still be in the same energy, in the same life, doing the same things to get you to the place where you're going to end up having, whether you want to accept it or not, you're going to end up losing that money if you do not put or change things in order to keep that money, if that makes sense. And this could be about anything. I'm just using that as an example. Now I'm looking at the Dove card. If this is about a loyal partner coming in, you're afraid of that. There's something you're avoidant or afraid of, because you're afraid that you're going to have to change or move or adapt to accept and keep what you are, like whatever this is that is coming into your life, or whatever you're gaining, whatever's coming, you're afraid of it. You're nervous about it. With that Nine of Swords, you're basically just thinking about it a lot. If you're not wanting to say you're afraid, I understand, but there's something where it's very much on your mind that you're like, how on earth, if this works out how I want it to go, how do I keep it? How do I stop myself from messing it up, losing it? Or there's something where I actually kind of like it, but on the sense, very high frequency. I really like it in the sense that it means there is positive changes coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we ignore the fact that it's a bit nerve-wracking, because there's going to be adapting to do, there is positive change coming, and you have to change, but you're changing into something more positive in order to keep it. You're not going to have to shrink yourself, you're just going to have to make yourself more in some way. You're going to have to grow into learning how to adapt to whatever this is about. With the Hierophant, it could be about you've never been in a committed relationship, because the Hierophant is commitment, then you have the Dog card, then you have Chariot. Like, there's something where there could very much be a change happening in that way of you having to, again, it wouldn't be a bad thing for you to change. You're just nervous that you aren't going to be able to change, and that's completely fine. You're going to change. You're going to change for the positive. You are more capable than you realize. Clarify the Hierophant. You have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is kind of like stubbornness, or an excess in how you spend or save money sometimes. So it's very specific. Pentacle is very much, Pentacle is around money or material wealth or material things, and so it's a lack of balance in that. So you either are splurging all your cash, or you're hoarding it and you're saving it for a rainy day. And there's a need for balance in your material assets and things. Like, there's a need to remember that balance is key. Ace of Cups, with that, Ace of Cups is healing. So a lot of you are healing anything that you're overindulging in, or the opposite. You're healing that. You're finding balance in all areas of your life. You're finding a balance, which is very, very healthy, very nice, very, I don't know why, I feel like there's something very harmonious. I just got chills, I just got goosebumps. There's something very harmonious about your energy this week, because you are prioritizing peace and balance, and it's bringing you into this very calm, harmony energy. Your name could be Harmony. I don't know why that keeps coming through. Anyways, the Hierophant, because the Ace of Cups and the Four of Pentacles is clarifying the Hierophant, basically. So there is going to be healing in, I feel like this has got a theme around it of, and I think it's the Dog card that's doing it. There's a theme around this of a person. Now, this person does not have to be a romantic relationship, but there is someone in your life, coming into your life, if they're not already there, that is very, very loyal. And this is balance, and this is going to be very healing for you to experience, because I feel as if you've experienced people in the past, friends or lovers, that either were very, very breadcrumby and stingy and didn't show you the amount of attention that they should have, or that you asked of them. They didn't pull through, they didn't come through. So you experienced that end. And then with the Four of Pentacles, you also experience the over-the-top energy of maybe people being love-bomby or obsessive and giving all of it, and then running out and realizing, oh, you know, like, that wasn't real. That was, like, there's something where you're now finding Ace of Cups healing in realizing, oh, there are actually genuine, loyal people or dogs that aren't overly this or that. Right? And even in friendships, you might have had, right, those friends that weren't really friends, they were very little, and then you had the other friends that were a bit too obsessive and too much, and there's something where you're going to find just that perfect, like, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, just right. And it's the perfect balance of not too stingy, not too breadcrumby, but not too obsessive or overwhelming. It's just this perfect balance of loyal. I love it. I love it. There's a friend or a lover that is just loyal. Full stop. Clarify the Ace of Swords. You have Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. Because I'm using a different tarot deck, I like doing that to clarify. I should do this more often, because it means that you get the same cards come out sometimes. So the Hierophant is coming out with the Ace of Swords, which is already sitting right next to, and the Seven of Cups. So there is clarity after confusion of who someone is. Notice the mask. Some of you, it's hard to read someone, or there's someone around you, or this could also be, I feel like some of you are questioning who you are, and you're trying on all of these different masks, and there's going to be clarity of you going, actually, I've known who I am the whole time. I've just lost it for a second. I've always been me. I just convinced myself I needed to find myself, when really I am myself. But Seven of Cups, also for some of you, are trying to read someone else, you're trying to figure out who someone else is. And that could be right next to this with the Hierophant. It's very much tied to this person. That's why that's come back out again. You aren't sure, or you're trying, or were trying maybe recently, to see who someone was, see through them, see through their mask, because everyone wears a mask to a certain degree sometimes. And I just feel like with the Ace of Swords, you're cutting through that and you're seeing who someone really is, which is someone very loyal. I love that. Like, I just feel like there might be this suspicious energy around you. If you're someone very successful, Six of Wands, you've made a lot of money maybe, or you've had a lot of fame, or you've had a lot of this or a lot of that, and there's something where, whatever it may be, there's a suspicion around why certain people want to be around you. And there's a little bit of like, oh, do you want this from me? Do you want TikTok followers? Do you want Instagram followers? Do you want my money? Whatever it may be, there's a suspicion around you of, that was such crappy examples, but you know what I'm trying to say, of like, you aren't sure if people are genuine and loyal that come into your life, and this person in particular, you couldn't see if they were or not. With the Ace of Swords, you come through it basically, just to completely repeat myself, and you're realizing, or I feel like there's going to be a message or a piece of clarity. I feel like they're bringing it to you, because this dog is just making me think of like when a dog goes and gets something. I feel like they're going to go and fetch you, and what they're bringing back isn't a stick, it's an Ace of Swords. They're bringing you back clarity. They might run off and then bring back clarity with them. They're going to search for clarity and then bring it back to you. And I just feel like, this is so nice because of the fact that you're going from this place of knowing that you don't know something and you don't have all the answers, to having black and white, obvious answer to whatever it is you're uncertain about. Because the moon was on the bottom, and I just feel like you were so left in the dark or something. And then this week you're going to go from being left in the dark to just being, yeah, that's a fact. You're about to know for sure. And others of you, if this whole reading has accidentally been about a person, I'm so sorry. But it's still a friend, even if you're not interested in love and want nothing to do with it. It's someone that might be in love with you. You might boundary them and put them as a friend, but either way, it doesn't really matter. There's somebody very loyal that wants to be around you and wants to spend time with you. I'm going to wrap your reading up here. Sorry if it was short. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Tiny Told Tarot Tuesdays.